The opening of the NBA season is just 2 weeks away, but right now the focus isn't on the games. Last Friday, Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey posted this now deleted tweet expressing his support for protesters in Hong Kong. Morey later apologized for the tweet, but it set off a firestorm in China and then a counter-reaction here in the U.S. The flare-up is the subject of an opinion piece published in the Washington Post entitled, "The NBA Thinks It Can Ignore Politics in China. It's Wrong." And we are joined by the author and CBSN contributor Isaac Stone-Fish, who has written 2 other articles on this subject this week. Isaac, good morning.
Good morning.
So you wrote in that Washington Post article that in today's China, the NBA is a political organization. Expand on that.
China today is such a political place, and the party which rules China tries to hide that fact. But the NBA in China partners with the Ministry of Education. It has a training camp in the Chinese region of Xinjiang, where there's upwards of 1 million Muslims in concentration camps. And so it legitimizes both the party's rule and also the party's crimes against humanity in Xinjiang. And it does this while at the same time pretending that it's not political.
The NBA has had a challenging time, to say the least, in responding to all of this. Where's the latest and where they're at right now?
So the NBA, I think, has done a nice job with Commissioner Silver's statement, which says they stand up for free speech in China. But I think a lot of the damage has already been done.
It didn't make anybody happy, it seemed like, right?
It's really hard to thread the line between what the Communist Party and what some Chinese citizens want and what Americans want. And this has been a really, really tough time for the NBA.
And Isaac, it really comes down to dollar signs. Millions of dollars have been lost. You said Tencent, which is a digital platforming network that works with the NBA, has a $1.5 billion contract with the organization? They
do. So they are paying the NBA quite a huge sum to stream its games in China. They said they were stepping away from that deal. And now, because the NBA is still in political hot water, I wouldn't be surprised if Tencent tries to say, remember that deal? These numbers need to be a little bit lower. It's a really good time for them and not for the NBA.
I mean, really, the issue is whether or not people in the U.S., American citizens, have a right to their freedom of speech in this country.
Right. That's such a great point. And I think the way Beijing sees it is that questions about Hong Kong is something that it should decide, and it should police the way that Americans speak. And because the NBA does so much business in China, they don't really know how to come down on that issue.
Not a whole lot of issues in Washington right now are uniting both Republicans and Democrats.
Right.
This one is.
Certainly is. I think for a lot of Republicans, because they don't want to attack Trump on Russia, they don't want to wade into that whole thing, they feel like they can be stronger and tougher on the China issue. Democrats also feel like this is an area that they can speak out on. And yeah, I mean, it's, I guess, nice to see some bipartisan unity.
All right, Isaac Stone, if you weren't paying attention to what's going on in Hong Kong as a sports fan, perhaps you are now. Thank you.